Hello, Angel here. Welcome back. I'm hoping you've seen part 1 and part 2. What am I talking about? Yes, our comparison video. We're comparing 5 mass market Sam Rook decks. If you haven't seen part 1 and part 2, I would highly recommend that you do that first. And I'm going to link those in the description box. So, let's get to know these cards a bit better. Let's jump straight in. So here we are. Worth noting, we've got the daggers, the swords, the ray guns, and the daggers. I'm going to do this, I think. There we are. That makes a bit more sense. Okay, so let's start flipping some cards. I'm going to have a sip of coffee first. I hope you've got a beverage in tow. Okay, so we've got quite a traditional image here going on. I quite enjoy the ray guns, I've got to say. I'm hoping that you've all seen part 1 and part 2. Just a wee reminder that this is my favourite deck, the Rainbow Moon Tarot. I've also worked with the Macabre Tarot. These two are new in my collection, and this one I haven't worked with as yet. Okay, so we've got the Two of Daggers. Now, straight off the bat, we've got 4 with the blindfold. I find this very interesting with the Sweet Foragers Tarot. The others are wearing blindfolds, and this one appears to be wearing a shroud. And it's also interesting it's in water. Usually the figure is standing on the shoreline in front of the water. I don't know if you've ever swam in clothes or fallen into the ocean in clothes, but you know when your clothes get wet, they really stick to your body, and it's really hard to remove them. They're like, they're really almost like stick to you like a second skin. And I find this really interesting. Here you could just remove the blindfold. This is going to be a bit trickier. It really is like really clinging to your body. That's a bit of an interesting take on that card, I think. Be interesting to know what the guidebook says. Moving on to the 3. So we've got the 3 of daggers or the 3 of swords. So we've got quite traditional here. Even here, I love this little face. That's beautiful. And this is quite cool with the actual, the heart here. Okay, so we've got quite traditional images there. Moving on to the 4. There we go. Let's just straighten these up. Okay, so we've got the 4 of daggers or the 4 of swords. Now this Sweet Foragers Tarot totally gives me a Snow White vibe. You know when Snow White falls asleep and she's laying in the glass coffin? That totally gives me that vibe. This is quite traditional, I feel. And even here, we've got a bit of a Pips with Feelings going on in these two. I do love this card. But this is really interesting. It'd be interesting to know what the guidebook says about this one. Okay, on to the 5s. Now, if you've seen any of my videos, you'll know that the 5 of swords does not stick in my mind. I have to go back to the guidebook for the 5 all the time until I started working with the Darkwood Tarot, and I had an epiphany with that card, with the 5 of swords from the Darkwood. So this to me is very, very interesting. Love this little kitty cat. Too cute. Too cute. Okay, moving on to the 6s. So we've got 2 with the boat. This feels very, very, very traditional. We've even got, this little alien figure moving off to a different planet. These 2 are quite similar with the movement, I feel. There's no boat in sight, obviously, but there's still that movement within the card. So that's really interesting. Moving on to the 7, I'm having a major love affair with the 7 of swords right at this moment. Thanks again to the Darkwood Tarot. Another card again that hasn't really stuck previously, but since working with the Darkwood Tarot, it's just, I just had a total epiphany. So this 7 of swords is very personal to me right now. I really like this one and this one actually. These ones feel pretty traditional really, but I really enjoyed these 2, and especially this one with the 7 of swords. Sorry, 7 of daggers, sorry, from the Macabre Tarot. Okay, moving on to the 8. Let's just straighten these up. Okay, very traditional there. We've got the blindfold again and that feeling of being trapped or stuck. I love this snake energy. The snake instead of the rope, that's really interesting. And here we've got 4 cards with their body tied up, and with the 8 of ray guns we've only got the hands tied, so that's also interesting. Okay, moving on to the 9 of daggers. Let's pop these back again. Sorry to have my hands in the way of the frame so you can't see the cards properly. Now what I'm reckoning this straight away are these 2 figures. They're in very similar positions, and the Sweet Foragers Tarot made me think of meditation, you know, sitting in meditation and trying to be, you know, to calm your thoughts. And it almost feels like this person was in meditation, however that the anxiousness is taken over so much that they are almost in the process of getting up or moving. And it's the same with this one as well. That's very interesting, I feel. And here we've got the 3rd eye referenced as well, possibly not. Okay, I'm going to be very interested to go to the guidebook. I think I've said that quite a few times now, but it's true. Okay, so we've got the 10 of Swords. I love this, and I really enjoy this as well. Actually saying that, I know I actually love all the images of the 10. This is beautiful. This is like, you know, okay, yeah, I've got my swords in my back. What do I do now? Where do I go now? When can I get up? I'm not dead. When can I get up? I like that. This is almost waiting, you know, whatever's happened, waiting for the grief to pass or for that time to be over where you can, you know, get up and move on. And it's like, you know, is it now? Should I get up now, or should I wait here, or, you know, what should I do? Is it over? You know, I like that. It'd be interesting again to see what the guidebook says. Quick sip of coffee. I'm moving on to the court cards, of course. Okay, so onto the pages. We've got the page, the page, the page, the page. We've got the Terror in the Macabre Tarot. And we've even got the page in the Rainbow Moon Tarot. Love this. This is beautiful. Let's move along to the Knights. Okay, so we've got the Knights and we've got the Nightmare of Daggers. Let's just straighten these up again. Now, I really like the Knights, which I mentioned before in this deck. They really give me a My Little Pony vibe. I think they're really, really cute, I've got to say. The Nightmare of Daggers, this one in the Macabre Tarot, feels quite stagnant to me, quite in the moment. The rest of them feel like they've got a bit of movement going on in the card. This one feels quite still, which is very interesting for the Night Daggers. Okay, we're moving on to the Queens. Definite Kill Bill vibe going on in that one. Okay, so we've got the Queens of Daggers, or the Queen of Swords. Love this, that this is a mer person and that the sword is beside them. However, they've got this little baby in their arms. It's like the softer side of the Queen of Daggers or the Queen of Swords. That's interesting. Like it, like it. Like it a lot. Okay, and then we're on to the Kings. The Kings of Swords. Let's see what we've got here. Sorry if you don't appreciate clowns, or if you've got an aversion to them. Big apologies. Straighten the cards up. This one really does get you in the feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Let's move along. Let's take the clown away and move along to the Ace of Wands. We've got a bit of a name change again in two of the decks, I believe. And those are, we've got the Wands, we've got the Probes in the Cosmic CUNT Tarot. Love this, it makes me giggle every time. And we've got the Bones, Ace of Bones in the Macabre Tarot. So this one feels quite traditional. We've got, you know, quite pippish cards here as well. do like this. It's the colours that draw me every time. We've got the Two of Wands. These cards do not want to stay straight. They want to move about. Some definite movement going on here, even in the cards. Got another third eye reference here. Yeah, I do like it. I love this. We're on to the three. Now, the Three of Wands in the Rainbow Moon Tarot has always reminded me of, this reminds me of the Yellow Brick Road. And not so much Dorothy, but just the Yellow Brick Road, which I love. You know, going off on your journey to meet your destiny, to go after what you want. I really like that. This totally makes me laugh, and this is very interesting. And this, in this image, there's a pregnant figure. That's really interesting. And the Three of Bones here with this snake. As mentioned, I use the Macabre Tarot with the Reclaim Oracle. And I tend to read that very, very intuitively. And so therefore, you know, seeing it now in comparison with the other decks is really shedding a different light on that deck, I've got to say. These two are really tried and tested, and I love them. Here we go. So we're on to the Four of Wands. This feels quite traditional for me. You know, just missing the figures, the two figures in celebration. I love this. Totally makes me giggle. And I love these two. I love this. This reminds me of the Yellow Brick Road again. I also get a bit of a Alice in Wonderland vibe with this. You know, the house where Alice goes in, and she, is it the White Rabbit's house, I feel? And she goes in and she goes too big, and it reminds me of that house. Anyway, that's a sideline. We're moving on to the fives. Pretty traditional here and here. The Foragers Tarot is quite pippish, generally. This is very interesting. Yes, we're moving along to the Six of Wands. There we go. Straighten these ones up. I love this. This gives me a total Miss World feel, like they've just won. And they're so proud of themselves. I love that. That's really cool. With the crown on. Okay, with seven. The Seven of Wands. This feels quite traditional, and even here. And even here, actually. This one I find interesting. This feels to me that this obviously looks like a bridge going over water. That's very interesting. With the moon high in the sky. Interesting again to know what the guidebook says about this. The Eight of Wands. We've got that fast movement or momentum going on here. Now this is interesting. We've got these four in the same direction. It feels like they've already been released and they're coming down to where they're going to land. Whereas for this card, it feels like you're seeing where the wands have just taken off, which is quite interesting. I read my cards directionally. These feel to me that, you know, you're seeing, you know, them coming down, and this direction for me is the future in my tarot readings. Whereas this one, because you're seeing it from the release of the wands, it feels like you're seeing it from the present or possibly the past of what's just happened. So that's really interesting there. Okay. The nines. Tens. Pretty traditional here. This being burdened with whatever you're carrying or whatever you're pulling behind you, dragging along. Okay, we're on to the court cards. Let's move this out of the way. So onto the pages. pages in all of the decks apart from the Macabre Tarot. That's the Terror. Then we've got the Knights. Love this again. Gives me a total, not so much My Little Pony, but it does give me a bit of a My Little Pony vibe with the colouring. I love this. It's so cool. And I really like this as well, I've got to say. Love, love, love. The Queens. Got a bit of a name change here again. We've got Haunting for the Macabre Tarot and the Chancellor for the Rainbow Moon Tarot. Oh, and that's my cue. It's just reminded me, actually. The Rainbow Moon is the only Queen of Wands with the kitty cat. That's interesting. And the only one with the sunflowers as well. There you go. Worth noting. And finally, we've got the King of Wands. So we've got 2 with horns, 2 with crowns, and 1 with a cloak. Okay, so there we go. I think it's time to take a quick look at the guidebook and have a bit of a read through of an entry. Let's do that right this moment. Let's take a look at the guidebooks. So we've got Sweet Foragers, Valoria's Cosmic CUNT, all the same size. They all fit in these dinky boxes. Then we've got the Macabre Tarot, which comes in the coffin-shaped box, and we've even got the Rainbow Moon Tarot, which is a little bit bigger. We're going to start with the Sweet Foragers Tarot, I think. We're going to start with the newest in, or should we start with the oldest in? Let's start with the newest in. Okay, so I've kind of decided that we're going to read for the 7 of Daggers for all of the cards, or all of the decks, sorry. Merely because I'm having such a love affair with that card right at the minute. So let's take a look at the 7 of Daggers. I'm going to show you the guidebook here. Very dinky. This feels really, really beautiful to touch. It feels like rose petal, but I'm sure it's not. But it's lovely. It's really, really soft. So taking a look at the guidebook, all of the cards have a title. The major arcana even have the number. Then we've got some keywords. So for 7 of Daggers, it's trickery and lies. Then you have a little thumbnail, a coloured thumbnail. And I love this detail here, which matches the border of the cards. I think that's a really lovely detail. And then you've got this short description. So let's have a read of the 7 of Daggers. Now this appears to read more like a story. So let's dive in with the 7 of Daggers. I looked up at the daggers magically floating around her and counted carefully. There were 6 daggers slicing through the air. She had bet me that if I could count the number of weapons correctly, I'd be gifted one. If I was incorrect, I had to pay her all the gold in my pocket. It seemed simple enough. They weren't moving very quickly. As I opened my mouth to bet 6, I glanced down and noticed a dagger sheathed to her leg. There were 7 daggers. I almost lost everything. So that's quite interesting. That speaks of that trickery and possible betrayal by this figure leading the storyteller astray. That's interesting. So that was the Sweet Foragers Tarot. Moving on to Valoria's Tarot. 7 of Swords. Okay, so here we've got the little dinky guidebook. We've got the title. We've got some keywords, lies and deception. We've got a coloured little thumbnail, and then we've got this text. Same again, I really like this border that's around the text, and I love this guidebook. It's the same, follows the same colours as the cards, obviously, but I think that's a really lovely detail. The major arcana are exactly the same kind of information. Okay, so we've got 7 of Swords. Someone is hiding something. The 7 of Swords is telling you that there's some unseen deception in your midst. Keep a close eye out for those close to you and contemplate what others may have to gain from being dishonest with you. If you're struggling with your own truth, this is a call to weigh out the options of your dishonesty and decide if the loss of trust is worth the risk. Okay, the Cosmic CUNT Tarot. The 7 of Ray Guns. Here we go. So we've got a little thin thumbnail here, and we've got quite a small little paragraph here. The title of the card is here. This is the same again. We've got this black and this lime green and white. I love that. It's the same, I think. Yeah, same for the majors as for the minors. So the Seven of Ray Guns reads, sneaky, sneaky. Someone isn't being very honest. Lies have a way of coming to the surface, so be careful of who you try to deceive. If you're not being dishonest, take a good look at those around you. Someone is hiding something. The Macabre Tarot. Seven of Daggers. Let's have a look. Okay, so the same again. We've got this, obviously we've got a restricted for a better word, colour palette. And we've got the same for the book. We've got gold, black and white. I think it's a really nice detail. Seven of Daggers, we've got a little print of the card. We've got the title and we've got some keywords. The upright is trickery and deceit, and the reversed is honesty. Shame you've been hiding something, hoping no one looks too closely at what is tucked behind your back. Everything will come to light soon and everyone will see you for who you truly are. What can you do to remedy the situation before everything is lost? Ooh, that's a toughie. And finally, we've got the Rainbow Moon Tarot. So, Seven of Daggers. Here we go. Okay, so can I just mention I love the pages on this one. Look at this. It's got this beautiful rainbow effect here. Love that. Okay, so we've got the thumbnail. We've got the title and some keywords. We've got dishonesty, lying, defeat, secrets, trickery, something behind the curtain. And then we've got this small paragraph. Oh, there is some sneakiness happening here. Someone thinks they're getting away with a big lie, but everything comes to light eventually. This card comes when we're being told to take a second look at something that isn't quite adding up. Is someone lying? Are you lying? Remember, nothing stays hidden forever. So there we go. I think we should maybe read an entry from the majors as well. What do we think about that? And as if by magic. Okay, so we're going to take a look at one of the major cards, and we're going to look at the Tower. That's my favourite card. We're starting with the Foragers Tarot. No, we're not. We're starting with Sweet Foragers Tarot, of course. Oh, lordy lord. Okay, let's look at the Tower card here. Okay, same again. Pretty much the same setup as the minor. But now we've got a bit of an Easter egg, which I'm going to go into in a wee second once I've read it. So here we go. The Tower. Crumbling, destruction, all is lost. Flames engulfed a quaint cottage perched in a tree. Horrified, I reached for my flask of water. Then I heard a voice in my ear. Don't waste your resources, it breathed. All is lost here. I turned, but no one was there. Tears filled my eyes as I guessed that I'd been visited by the inhabitant who was already gone. The flames took everything. The home caved in and turned to ash. I may have been there for minutes or hours, but as everything lay in soot and blackness, I realised the tree beneath was unharmed. A wind came and blew the ash away, and it was as if nothing had ever been there. Then we've got this little bit of Easter egg that I mentioned before. This says, the Tower's loss. Shuffle your deck and pull a card. What are you being called to release? Now that's really cool, I think, that little extra Easter egg, I think. Is it on other cards as well? It wasn't on, that wasn't in the minors. Here for the Judgment card, we've got some kind of spread as a little Easter egg. That's interesting. And it appears that there's a little Easter egg for all of the majors. So that's really interesting. It's either a little spread or an extra pull or a little journal prompt or something to think about. So I like that. That's cool. Love this card. Okay, Foragers Tarot. Let's see what Foragers Tarot has to say about the Tower. Okay, the Tower, destruction and collapse. Your life has been hit by lightning and everything has burned to the ground. It's okay to acknowledge all the pain that has caused, but it's important to know everything that burned was necessary. It stripped so much away that wasn't serving you and wasn't right for your journey. This is an opportunity for a fresh start, and you absolutely deserve it. You've endured a lot, and you're stronger and wiser for it. Take some time to wipe away the ash and soot, then get to work building the life you want. The Cosmic CUNT Tarot. Everything is on fire. Literally everything around you is burning to the ground. You're watching the walls crumble around you into a giant garbage heap. It's okay to say it. This sucks. This sucks big time. Once you've taken a moment to take in all the destruction, it's time to start rebuilding. Turns out all the turmoil made room to build something way better. We've got the Macabre Tarot. I love this. Gives me a total haunted house feel. Perfect for Halloween. Perfect for the season. Where have you gone, Tower? Where have you gone? Here we go. The Tower. Upright. Disaster and suffering. Reversed. Anticipating the inevitable. The Tower, once a beautiful estate, is now an old, decrepit home that is cracked and broken down to its foundation. It is beyond repair, with shattered windows and warped, mouldy floors. Ghosts wander the empty halls. Everything was boarded up in the hope of one day renovating and recovering, but those dreams have long since withered. It's time to tear everything down and let the earth beneath it heal, so a new home can be built. I like that. I like that a lot. And finally, we've got the Rainbow Moon Tarot. Let's look here. The Tower. Rock bottom, pain and struggle were the key words. Everything is on fire. Okay, not really, but it probably feels that way. Things are really bad, but they need to be bad. You need to hit rock bottom. You're letting everything burn to the ground so you can start something fresh. It may feel like a loss right now, but this has happened to make some room for growth. You can rebuild from the ashes, let it all fall, and make sure you take notes. Learn from this loss, so next time you can build on stronger foundations. Love it. Love, 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 love it. I think we should have a little play with the cards again. I'm going to pick an exercise from this book, the Tarot Playbook by Linda Cowles, 78 Novel Ways to Connect with Your Cards. Let's have a nosy through the book and find something exciting. So I've had a flick through the book and we're going to be doing 20 questions. This is from the Magician card from the Tarot Playbook. Okay, so we've got 20 questions. A test? Yes, you would be correct. What's this? A test? No fair. Ah, but life and tarot is not fair. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. If this describes you, congratulations, you are a wise fool indeed. So we've got 20 questions, which I'm just gonna randomly pick a deck to answer that question on. I haven't cheated, I promise you. We're doing this by the seat of our pants. So fingers crossed you remember the cards that you've seen, and if not, well, it doesn't matter, it's just a bit of fun. Okay, so we're going to start with this beauty, and the first question is, what are the names of each of the suits in the Minor Arcana? Can you remember? Can I remember? Pause the video if you want to have a quick think. If you want to write your answers down, do it. Let's see if we're correct at the end. I think it's specimens, ray guns, discs. Oh no, ray gun, specimen, discs, and probes. Of course it is. Okay. Are the scales of justice balanced or unbalanced? Let's go with this one. The Sweet Foragers Tarot. Are the scales of justice balanced or unbalanced? Oh my goodness, that was quite a few videos ago now. I can't even remember what the card looked like. I'm going to say balanced. Balanced. Should we check now? Have you decided? Is it balanced or unbalanced? Should I look now? I think I should. Let's look. Let's look. What did you say? I said balanced. What did you say? Doobie doobie doo. Where have you gone? Justice, where are you? Here we go. Oh, of course. There was no scales. It was the warrior holding the, whatever this weapon is called. Of course. Oh well. What did you write? Were you correct? Were you incorrect? I was incorrect. That was a cheeky question. What a trick question. Okay, next question. How many people are shown in the Ten of Pentacles? Let's go with this one. The Rainbow Moon Tarot. Pause the video if you want to have a think. How many people are shown in the Ten of Pentacles? Oh, it's one. It's one with two pooches beside her. She's holding crystals. Are you back? Oh, holy moly, we're flapping the cards around. What did you say? What do you think? Let's do this. Oh my goodness me, I'm tearing everything down. That's no good, is it? Let's see if we can find the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles, where are you? I didn't want to prepare this beforehand. Here we go. That was a bit of a cheat because I've worked with this deck so much. I tend to know the cards quite well. Ten of Pentacles, one person with two pooches. Okay, next question. Does death carry a scythe? No, what's that? How do you say that word? One of these things. I think it's called scythe. Let's go with that deck. Foragers Tarot. Does death carry a scythe? Pause the video if you want to think about it. No cheating, no going back to the first video. I'm gonna say no because I think death is in a really pretty dress in this deck. What do we think? Let's have a look. Let's make sure. Oh my goodness me, keep knocking everything, which is no good at all. Was death wearing a pretty dress? Yay! Death was wearing a pretty dress. Here we go. Excellent. Okay, next question. How are the court cards ranked, i.e. page or princess, son or valet? Oh, let's go with... Oh, should we go with this one? Is that a bit unfair? This is a tricky one to remember. How are the court cards ranked, i.e. page or princess, son or valet? Oh, do you want to pause the video? I'm going to have a rethink. I think it's... Oh no, I think it's terror, nightmare, haunting, and massacre. What do we think? We've got to check it. We've got to check it. We've got to. What do you think? What was your answer? Terror, nightmare, haunting, massacre. Excellent. Oh look, we've got 10 of crystals as well. There we go, we'll pop this on the top. Okay. Next question. Is the Empress pregnant? Let's go with Sweet Foragers Tarot. I think that's a pretty easy question. Is the Empress pregnant? Answer on a postcard. Do you need to phone a friend? No, I don't think so. We know, don't we? We mentioned that in the first video. None of the Empresses are pregnant in Sam Rook's decks. That's what we enjoy. That's what we like about it. Well, that's what I definitely enjoy and like about it. Do you want to double check it? I do believe this was the Merman. Let's have a looky. Where are you, Merman? Dooby 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 doo. Here we go. Here we are. There's a lovely person as the Empress. They were not pregnant. Okay, next question. Are there any people shown in the Eight of Wands? And if so, how many? Ooh, should we answer it for the Cosmic CUNT Tarot? Question again. Are there any people shown in the Eight of Wands? And if so, how many? What do we think? Do you need to pause the video? Do you need to have a think? I can't even remember what that card looks like. The Eight of Wands. Oh, of course I do. You do too, right? That's the cards we stopped on and looked at, and they were in the different, several of them were pointing one direction, and the last card was looking from the release and the past. Whatever that word is I'm looking for. I feel like I'm babbling. I think there are no people in the Eight of Wands in any of these decks. I'm looking. I hope you've answered your question. Here we go. Eight of Wands, which are the Eight of Probes here. There we go. There were no people. Next question. In the Major Arcana, is Strength or Justice numbered number 8? Let's do Foragers Tarot. Have you paused the video? Are you still with me? Is Strength or Justice numbered at number 8? I think in all of the decks, Strength is numbered at number 8. What do you think? We're going to check it out. I do believe Strength is number 8. Here we go. Number 8. Okay, which way does the Ace of Swords point? Up or down? Which way does the Ace of Swords point? Up or down? Let's take the Macabre Tarot. Oh, goodness me, I can't remember what it looks like to start with. I would imagine it's pointing upwards. What do you think? Answers below. Let's looky here. Ace of Swords, where are you? You are right. No, you're not. No, you're not. Oh, come along, Ace of Swords. Where are you? Don't mess about. Don't play peekaboo here with me now. Well, this was a terrible choice, wasn't it? Here we go. Oh, no. What did you say? Up or down? I said up. I'm sure I said up. It's pointing downwards. Well, that was a turn up for the books, wasn't it? Okay. Let's have a look here. Does the Fool have a dog? Let's take Foragers Tarot. Does the Fool have a dog? What do we think? Do you remember back to that first video? I definitely do. The Fool does not have a dog. I don't think they've got any kind of familiar at all in this deck. I think they're sitting on their own, by themselves, just chilling. Have you decided? Have you made up your mind? They were just sitting by themselves. Okay, how many cups are upright in the Five of Cups? Let's take the Rainbow Moon Tarot. Question again, how many cups are upright in the Five of Cups? Oh, I should know this. What do we think? How many cups are upright? I think 1. And it's going to be totally embarrassing if I don't know if I've said that incorrectly, because I love this deck. I've worked with it a lot. Have you decided on an answer? No cheating now. No, I know you wouldn't cheat. I know you wouldn't cheat. Where are we? And it was the last suit, of course. It's the last cards. Here we go. Oh, how many did you say? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How many? There were 2. 2 upright in that card, in that deck. Okay. Next question. Is the High Priestess holding a book? If so, is it opened or closed? Let's take this one. Sweet Foragers Tarot. Is the High Priestess holding a book? If so, is it opened or closed? I believe that the High Priestess was an older figure with wings and a cat. No, that's the Magician. I'm thinking totally wrong. I'm thinking of the wrong card. Oh no, the High Priestess. What do they look like? Oh, I can't remember. Can you remember? Can you remember? Shout at the screen. I can't hear you. What are you saying to me? What are you saying? I can't remember. I'm going to let you think about it for a wee moment. I'm going to search for the card. The High Priestess. Oh, of course, of course. Oh, what a dopey Doris I am. Here we go. The High Priestess, called the Divine, and there was no book at all. And there were no pillars either. So the answer to that question was no, there was no book, and the book wasn't opened or closed. Is the King of Swords sitting or standing? Let's go with the Cosmic CUNT Tarot. Is the King of Swords sitting or standing? Oh, goodness me. That's a difficult question, isn't it? I'm going to search while you think. What do you think? What's your answer? I found them. I didn't know. I couldn't remember at all. I haven't worked with this deck at all, so it's just, you know, I just can't remember. What did you say? Are they standing? Are they not? They are standing. Or maybe they are sitting. It's difficult to say. Either way, we're going to give you a point for that one because, you know, they could be sitting and you just could not maybe see the stool they're sitting on. Okay, how many people are shown in the Lover's card? Let's do this one. The Macabre Tarot. How many people are shown in the Lover's card? Ooh, could this be a bit of a trick question? What do we think? Think about it. I'm going to find the card. I'm going to say it's one person. What are you saying? How many are there? Are there 5? Are there 3? Are there 2? Are there 4? How many? I'm almost there. What do we think? How many are there? I would say there is 1. Or is there 2? I don't know. That's a bit of a trick question. I'm gonna give myself half a point for that. Okay. Let's look here. Are there any bandages shown in the 9 of Wands? Let's go with Valoria's Tarot. Are there any bandages shown in the 9 of Wands? What do we think? What's your answer? I don't think there are. But what do you say? I don't think there are. What's your answer? What's your answer? Have you decided? Because there is a bandage. I'm such a nincompoop. You see, I'm terrible at remembering details. Okay, what animal, if any, is depicted in strength? Let's take Sweet Foragers Tarot. What do we think? What animal, if any, is depicted in strength? I can't remember the strength card, to be honest. What was the animal in the strength card? What was the strength card? Oh, goodness me, my mind's a total blank. Do you remember? Do you know? I'm going to start looking. You've got a few seconds to decide. What are you thinking? Was it a rabbit? Was it a kangaroo? Was it a possum? I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Have you decided? What's your answer? Was it an owl? Of course. Now remember. I would never have remembered it though, I've got to say. Is the Knight of Wands riding a horse? Let's go with this one maybe. Rainbow Moon Tarot. Is the Knight of Wands riding a horse? The Knight of Wands. Oh, can you remember? I think I can remember. What's your answer? I'm going to say that they are riding a horse with wings, possibly a unicorn. What do you think? You've got a couple of seconds. Oh! I'm totally rubbish at this game. I should have remembered this. You know which card I was thinking of, don't you? I was thinking of the Chariot. What a nincompoop. Okay, did you get it right? Did you get a point? We've got 3 more questions. How many stars are in the sky in the star card? Let's go with, should we go with Valoria's Tarot? How many stars are in the sky in the star card? I think none in Valoria's Tarot. What do you think? Can you remember that card? That was a couple of videos back. You've got a couple of seconds. Have a wee think. How many stars were there? Dooby dooby doo. Oh, I'm such a nincompoop. How many stars are there in this card? There's 1, of course. Oh my goodness me. Okay. Does any liquid flow from the Ace of Cups? Let's take this one, Macabre Tarot. Does any liquid flow from the Ace of Cups? What are we saying? What are we thinking? I'm thinking yes. I'm thinking yes, there is liquid flowing from the Ace of Cups. What do you think? Again, you've got a couple of seconds to make up your mind. Do you remember what that card looked like? You might have this deck, so you might have worked with it. Dooby-dooby-doo, dooby-dooby-doo, dooby-dooby-doo. Have you decided? What would your answer be? Mine was yes, there was. And the answer is no, I would say it's not flowing. It's been spilt, but I wouldn't say it's flowing from the Ace of Cups. I'm not doing very well on this quiz, I've got to say. I've got to go and study up. Last question. What, if anything, is pictured in the four corners of the World card? Let's take the Cosmic CUNT Tarot. What, if anything, is pictured in the four corners of the World card? That was the first video. That was a long time ago. I don't think there was anything pictured. But don't trust me, because you know how I've been doing in this quiz. What do you think? Were there anything in the four corners of the World card? What do we think? Let me know. Shout louder, I can't hear you. And I can't find the World card either. Where are we? Where are we? Come along, World card, where are you? Okay, have you answered? I said I didn't think there was anything. And I don't think there is anything really. Or maybe a star. But, you know. So there we go. How did you do? Did you get 20 out of 20? I think I've got like 1 out of 20. I would really recommend this book. It's really, really fun. There's lots of different activities in there to get to know your deck. So yeah, that's it. I think we're done for this video and for this, I think for this little mini series. But you know, never say never. I might come upon a super duper idea when I turn the camera off. Yeah, otherwise I'm going to thank you very much for coming along on this journey. Hope it was helpful. I hope it was useful. Let me know in the comment section, do you own any of these decks? Are any of these on your wish list? Let me know. It's always lovely to hear from you in the comment section. Have a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in this beautiful, beautiful world. Take care and hope to see you next time. Toodaloo.